better to run it by you as well. You have more experience. So she wants to target females 35 plus with chronic illnesses
Okay.
that actually prevent them from having a regular 9-to-5 job because they cannot do it. So the best
Right.
solution for them, or in some cases, the only solution is to work from home. So she wants to educate them on the ways of creating money online. Is that something? Is it
That's
good?
amazing.
I thought it was awesome. I thought it was
Yeah.
brilliant. It's just I loved it so much that I actually wanted to hear a second opinion to see like maybe I go nuts, and that's why I loved it.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Because obviously she does have some kind of autoimmune
Yep.
stuff going on. I didn't ask because she didn't offer to
Yeah.
share. So, and she kind of wants to help women like herself. So basically, I should advise her to go and join the groups, to go to find the groups where people with this type of illnesses hang out, or where should be the good place to get the leads?
Yeah. So where does she hang out? Right. So she already has that. So just because there's people that want to like places, of course, that like where people have the illness is great. The networking in there is going to be a little bit different, right? So when they're asking questions, she can like respond and then connect with them off. But she might even be able to find people that have tried before. So it's like, what Facebook groups is she in? That's where I always start at. When it comes to Facebook groups, my biggest thing that I tell people, because Facebook groups for most people is like one of the most annoying things out there. They're like, I gotta go find
It
Facebook
is,
groups. I don't
yes.
understand where to go. What do I say? Like, what am I looking for? It's so oversaturated, right? My thing when
Or it's too far off. You know,
correct.
on the second
Correct.
side of this, it's too far removed that they have no idea, you know, what's
Yep.
affiliate marketing. Yeah.
Yep. So what you can do is what I always suggest is I find groups that I personally want to hang out in, right? Like where can I go hang out to where I get value? And while I'm getting value in this group for myself, I'm also providing value back.
Okay.
So
Makes
either
sense.
way, I want to be in there, right? So for her, like, where does she want to go hang out? What Facebook groups does she actually enjoy being in? It's not about where do I go to add new ones. It's kind of like, okay, like the Facebook groups that I'm in, how do I then actually connect with people and network with them online in order to start the conversation of them being able to start their own business, right?
So it comes naturally instead of just taking a shotgun and going
Yep.
for a kill. Yeah.
100%. 100%. Like I only hang out in like, places that I love to be. And the thing is, a lot of it too is when you are adding, when you're like in there and you're asking questions, like for me, and this is one that I show a lot. I don't know if this would apply to her. Like I'm really only in a few Facebook groups. One of them is Boss Moms, which I haven't really been in a lot lately. The other one is like the Kajabi group. But what happens is, let me find me. So like when I was building something, I asked a question, right? And then I did a thing to get some feedback, and then I got comments, right? And then
Mhm.
you can connect with people or they see what you're doing, right?
Mhm.
And then also just kind of celebration stuff. I'm getting ideas, right? So if I were to do this, what would people like? And it creates conversation. So like on this one, I legit just wrote, am I the only one that pauses videos when I'm learning new things? I swear a 50-minute video can take 108 comments. And it just starts a conversation, right? Same thing with just getting feedback. Like I'm not in there trying to sell. I'm in there trying to connect.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's like really like the biggest thing is just like connecting and asking for help. And then also when I'm trying to grow, I ask for feedback. And then I get people that just respond. So where does she want to hang out and have a good time? That's
Yeah.
always the best way to go, because that's the only way you actually like stay motivated to do it. And then Grove said he looks in real estate groups, but never see anyone asking questions, right? So that's the thing. Like, if you were to go into a real estate group, I would say not to be salesy, but ask fucking questions. Like that you actually want to learn the answer to and see what responses are. And then when other people are asking their questions in a good group, you add value onto their stuff. I never sell in my posts ever. I never like do one of those. I always ask a question. That's my post. And then I scroll through the group to see what questions other people have and I add value. And that's when they're like, oh shit, this person knows what the fuck she's talking about. And then they connect with me and I don't come off salesy like at all.
Yeah, this is a good approach. It's just that it takes hell of a lot of time. You need to scroll
Yep.
through the group and to find the
Yep.
questions, then to think of an answer. And by the time you turn around, it's like, oh, 2 hours well spent, you know?
Yep. But that's so limit time, put a timer on it, right? But then also remember, like with most things, especially when you're starting out, we're not going for mad numbers. You don't need a fucking masterclass with 100 people that sign up and 50 that end up converting into a $125,000 launch, right? How many people can you just has one person that you can have a conversation with to help, right? And then
Okay,
remember
correct.
the strategy of with her. So remember the strategy of doing like providing value, right? So what's a case study that she can do?
Okay, yeah.
So she can look for 5 people that she can help and start to feel that motivation, that expert, right? Like who are 5 people that have autoimmune deficiencies or things that aren't allowing them to work? Because of we all know, especially in the US, that disability will only take you so far, right? Like you can only do so much. But yeah, so have her focus on the smaller wins and not like you don't need 100 people commenting on your post. You need to have 10 good conversations and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it'll build time. But yeah, let me know how she likes that. So once you go through it with her and just tell her to take her time. It's going to take time, but tell her to take her time. Enjoy the process. Meet people. Because you
Yeah,
know what's cool
she's just
is
beginning. Yeah.
once she helps one person, that person probably knows 10 other people with the same issue.
True. Yeah.
And then that's a referral, right?
Referrals. Yeah, I would write this down as well. Yeah.
Yep. Grove, I think that's if they allow that to be seen or if it's private. So it's in their settings. And let's see, Darren said, launch my small business startup guide and start connecting my affiliate programs with their development. Yes. Let's see. When will you launch it? What's the date? And then Alexa, I just want to have my breakthrough before end of year. So what does that look like for you? Tell me more.
You want me to tell you now?
Yeah. So what does your breakthrough by the end of the year, what does that look like?
I think, I mean, I've been working so hard on messaging, but I'm just having a bad day. So it's...
What was that last part? Okay. Oh, okay. I feel you. Thank you for sharing. And it's coming to these containers, like literally, that when you show up on those days and then like stepping into it, right? So I appreciate you sharing. I don't know if it's a business bad day or a personal bad day. Either way, I feel you and I understand you. I have been there and I've cried plenty of times on coaching calls. So if there's anything that we can do to support you, just let us know. Let me see. So sending you lots of love. I know you're still, I'm like, sending you love. If I could give you a hug right now, I definitely would. I know things can get tough. I definitely know that they can. So however we can support you so it's not so tough, like lean on us so you're not carrying all the weight on your own. That's what community is for, and that's what we are here for. So when you are ready, definitely feel free to reach out. If you want to message me in that private thread inside of Heartbeat as well, please do so if that feels more comfortable for you. And then that way I can support you. Let me see. But when they ask for membership in your group, you can see, yes, Anna, that is correct. Kamala, I have launched a case study group for 3 people. And 3 people showed interest, but they were all from India and 2 of them were students, so they were not qualified for my offer. So I am planning to do 5 days live training to see if I can get some clients from there. I feel like I've lost momentum and forgot how to sell. We'll get you back into it. We will get you back into it. So, question. Instead of going back and trying to find more people for your case study offer through conversations and stuff like that, what's making you want to switch to the 5 days of live training?
I don't know. I just felt like, how people are doing challenges and all that stuff and they get more clients. So I was thinking, I can't do challenges yet. I'm not prepared for that. But I'm talking to lots of newbies, where they don't even have, like proper profile set up and like all the basic things not set up yet.
Okay.
So I thought maybe I could help with them in the 5-day challenge and make them understand, what this Facebook organic marketing and, provide some value there. And if I could do maybe a good job, hopefully there might be some people that be interested in my coaching.
Right.
That was my plan. I'm not sure whether it's a good plan or not.
Well, it's either way, because then you can also consider that almost like your case study as well, right? Like, I want to help this many people figure out how to set up their profile so they can make money or at least feel more official and start having good conversations within 5 days, right? Whatever that is. What I find is, and this is what I invite you all to look at, is when we're switching from one thing to another, you're almost like recreating things all the time, right? Instead of taking one thing, doing it, and then rinse and repeat. Do it again. Rinse and repeat. You're not recreating anything. Your audience should always be growing. You should be having new conversations. So it's new to people. Like, let me see if Mark is still here. Mr. McGarry is still here. And this is something I told him back in the day too, because he wanted to change one of his master classes that did amazing, right? Or one of his workshops. And I remember the conversation because I believe he said something like he just wanted to make sure that because there was already this many people, X, Y, and Z amount of people that went through it, he wanted to make it the next thing, right? Or have it be something that they can do. And I'm like, well, what about all the other fucking people that didn't do it? Like, we don't create a new thing for the 35 to 50 people that happen to already raise their hand, right? We already invite them to the next phase. We do it again for the hundreds or thousands of people that are still in your audience that didn't say yes the first time, right? So simplicity comes with taking the one thing and then rinsing and repeating and doing it all over again. Like, I'm sure Anna wishes that Blake just does his live event every 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 2 months.
Oh,
So she, 'cause
yes.
she has that down, right? She's like, I know how to get people to show the fuck up for the live event, and then it's conversations and it's moving them forward, right? So it's kind of like, what is the one thing that you want to? Now, I'm not saying this is what you're going to be doing forever, but I'm just saying until you get it down, you get that momentum and it feels fucking really good. Now, your 5-day live training could be your case study, or it could be just a 5-day live training. But what I recommend is whatever you choose, you amazing human who is going to sell the shit out of it because you know what you're doing, right? If you do the 5-day live training, I invite you to rinse and repeat it again in 4 to 6 weeks. Do the same exact thing. Because what happens is then you already know what content to put out that gets people to start saying yes, right? Because you've done it before. You already have the training. You already know what you're teaching, and you're going to make it better because you've realized what questions people have, what additional resources you want to give them, right? Because you've been there and you've done that. And then you're already getting results. So the next time, and then you just do it again 4 to 6 weeks later. So every 4 to 6 weeks, you're like, got my training going on again. Who wants in this time? Last time we did da 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 da, right? Like, let's see if we can get 50 people instead of 30 or whatever it is, right? But I invite you to do that. And always consider the low-hanging fruit. So if you were to do your 5-day training on, you know, just doing the profile makeover, what that really means, like how to actually like start the process when you're a newbie, right? Do you
Yeah.
have like 10 to 15 people you can message that would probably be interested and want to sign up?
Possibly. I made a post in my community, like in my
Okay.
Facebook community, and how many? I mean, there's 6 people say hashtag me. So, you know, I guess I could reach out to them, and
Yes.
you know, I have like 6 people, and there might be some low hanging people, as you say, like, you know, I could message them, and then, yeah, not sure whether they'll bite, but at least I could do it and get some video testimonials and things like that. Hopefully 1 or 2 person will buy, not sure. But yeah, I would have at least, I think maybe about 10 people, I can say.
Okay.
Not sure.
Okay. Because remember, we don't want to make things that people don't want. So
Yeah.
we always want to ask first and
Yeah.
see what they want,
Yeah,
right?
because yeah, when I did this case study post,
Mhm.
there were, as I said, there was only 3 people that raised a hand, and in my Facebook profile itself, it was only my friends saying, you know, let's go, like all that stuff. There were comments, but
Yeah.
there was no one raising hands, so that put me off a little bit. So we'll get more traction.
Yep. So it's always beneficial. The thing that sucks though is sometimes when it's all the friends, like eventually you do it and you're like, all right, I'm doing the thing. And they're like, I was just supporting you.
And
I'm like, I love the support, but
I know they are just supporting me. So.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Like, but I need the people. I need the people. But yeah, so make a list. Just write out a list of people that you want to reach out to and see. And then if you find 5 to 10 people, just do it. And like immediately pick a date and get them registered for it. And then start promoting it and be like, oh my God, just dropped my 5-day live training and already got 10 people signed up. Who else wants access, right?
How do I make the registration form? I've never done it, because last time I just personally message them and send them Zoom link, like, you know, individually. I didn't have any form to fill up or anything.
Yeah. There's a couple of different ways. Are you using any technology?
Zoom, not very. I'm not
Okay.
very tech person.
No,
I
you're
guess,
good.
like, you
So
know,
is
I
this
have
going to be
System.io.
paid or free?
It's going to be a free event.
Okay, perfect. So it varies, right? Like literally, if you wanted to, you could just create, like, hold on. let's go here, drive, new, and then go to a form.
Oh, okay. Google form. Okay.
And then you just send them the Google form, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And then what I can send you is what I recommend is you just call this your event name, right? Like event name here. And then it could be like name. Don't ask them for their email if you have no plan on emailing them. Just don't do it. You can do Facebook URL, right? What makes sense, right? So that way you can get that. What made you want to join the event, right? Or right? And like maybe one more question of like what is one thing if you accomplished it, if accomplish it would be a huge win or something like that, right? So you can kind of get a feel. And then when they submit it, let me see where we can have it. Hold on. It's been a minute. Un momento, por favor. It is nope. Where does it go? Responses. Let me see if it's in here. Yeah, here. So under the settings, you can go to confirmation message, right? And you can basically say like, glad to have you here or whatever, but you can also have it include like a link, and I'll show you. We'll go through this. Once you pick a date, we'll help create all the things on the back end. So focus on the people and the date, because you can actually put a link in here where they can add the event to their calendar. And it can have the Zoom link in there and it'll be saved on their calendar. So all they have to do is click on that calendar date and then they know that they're supposed to be with you.
I was planning to start this event from next Monday. Is it too early?
It's too early. You need to promo it.
Is it?
Right?
I did. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Yeah. I don't think
So
I
give
did much
yourself,
promo. I
yeah.
just did in my group.
Yep. So what happens is, and the thing is, all of a sudden, if you're like, oh, like it's Wednesday and I want to do an event on Monday, especially when you're starting out and right now you're feeling like you're losing the momentum, if you don't get people to sign up, you're going to be like, oh, my shit sucks. It's fucking terrible. I'm not doing it. Where in fact it is that you just didn't give yourself enough run rate to actually get people excited to raise their hand for the event. Right?
And Heather, can I
Yeah,
inject?
please jump in.
Maybe do like little 1-minute videos that give just a sample of what you're going to do during the event, right? I'm a video guy. I love to drop videos.
Grove's there like, yeah.
Yeah. So do those, do a little, but I think Heather's right, and I say this from experience because I've popped on things, like, okay, on a Wednesday or a Thursday, hey, you know what, Tuesday I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna, blah blah blah. I thought of it on Wednesday or Thursday, and then I got like 2 or 3 people to show up, right? And I thought, what the heck? But I knew it was all due to the fact I didn't hype it for long enough. So I would, Heather, you probably have the ideal hype lead time, but I would think maybe 2 weeks would be
2-week
about
promo
right.
cycle. Yep.
And that's like hyping it a little bit, at least every other day, maybe, or every. What would you say is the right hype amount in that 2-week lead up?
Every day.
Every day. Okay.
Yeah, because what are we talking about? Like with the thing now, it doesn't have to be a long form post or this huge salesy thing every day, but whatever the call to action should be at the end of each day, it should be that. Like it should be like, just reviewed, just got off of a call with somebody, and the first thing that we did was, of course, look at their profile. right? Or, and actually, no, I'd probably be like, of course, remember, go to Todd for wording. But like, just got off of a coaching call and I had a client wondering why they weren't getting any really solid leads. First thing I did was pull up their profile and, and it had nothing to do with what it was doing, right? Like you would just go into that and like, and if you want to, and then at the end, the call to action be like, if you want to learn how to set up your profile, right, for success, then that's what, so once again, words, don't come to me for the words. But the ending will go through to that, right? Or you can even be like, what I do, and this is my comfort zone in live video. I go on my profile, I go live, and I share my screen. You could find two profiles, one that's shitty and one that's good, and just do a talk through of it, right? Be like, hey, just breaking down a couple profiles. One thing that I notice a lot in the online marketing space is that people that don't make traction aren't clear on their profile what it is that they do. Your profile is your business page. That's how people know you. I'm going to spend the next 5 minutes. You can even put a time, 5 minutes breaking down a bad one and a good one. If I pull your bad one, I'm sorry, I love you, but I'm just sharing it, right? Or whatever, just have a good time. And you break it down. And then you're like, if you want to get more clarity on how to do this for yourself and actually get help in setting up your drop a hashtag, profile. I don't even know. I was gonna say profile ninja, but that just doesn't sound like me at all, or even feminine. I'm like, but hashtag profile setup or hashtag right? Like get my profile right, below and
profile makeover. There you go.
Right, there we go. So that's what you would do for it. So now let's say we do this. So we have a 2-week promo cycle, and then we have profile. What are you showing, Anna?
Bracelet looks nice.
Darren, no,
know.
it's Darren, because Darren has this thing about who is driving the van and who is wearing the gold chain, so he doesn't see the gold chain. There must be a
That's
driver.
funny.
Okay,
You are
yes,
funny.
I am driving the van as well.
You are funny. All right, so let's get in the calendar so you can put this on your calendar, okay, Kamala? So let's say you wanted to start Monday and we're inviting you to go a little bit longer. I say, the 26th, we can't do it. Let's look at some dates. So if you think people will be open to it, we could condense a 2-week promo and do it on the 19th to start.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if anything, I would say on the 19th start, right? And then the promo starts today. And you actually pretty much already started it because you already started to ask the question, right? So
only in my group for now.
yeah, hey, that's still, you started it, right? Promo starts 7th, today's the 7th, right, of December. 5-day live training, 19th of December start. How many people are you wanting to get?
I mean, so far from my community, there's about 7 people said yes, like hashtag me. I haven't done in my profile yet.
Okay.
So I don't know. I'm hoping maybe like 10, 15 might be cricket again. Who knows?
Let's say 15. Let's go for 15, right? Actually, let's go for 20. Let's go for a little bit big, hairy, and audacious. So let's go for 20 if that's what we're pushing for, right? It doesn't mean we have to, like, let's see what we get. And what are we calling it?
So I posted in my group saying planning for a free live training for 5 days on how to turn your personal FB profile into sales machine to attract ideal clients and make your first sale before 2023.
Okay, personal profile into a sales machine. Okay. Perfect. Now, if anybody else has any other questions, and Alexa, I still got you, and I'm probably going to reach out to you also in our private message because we still need to get a call as well. So I don't want you to think I didn't see that. And I'm still sending you love. If anybody else has any other questions, let me know. So that way we can jump in here. If not, I'm going to keep working through with Kamala, and then let me know if this is helpful for you guys. And I'm sure Mark might even have some promo post examples he might want to share as well. But let's see what
I
we
think
have
that's
going.
another thing. Like, I don't know how to create hype. I think I don't create much hype,
Yeah.
and that might be what is lacking to get more leads, I think.
At Todd. See? Do you have anything with a promo cycle or hype post examples so that Kamala can rock this shit? Ha, such a potty mouth. At I am at Blake. Tagging you in this as well. Do you have anything that can help with promo? Right now, mind you, y'all are little freaking Facebook stalkers. Y'all can find a promo cycle on someone's profile. I'm telling you, you can find a promo cycle. Like, so this is the person that I love because she's on the more feminine side. I like her verbiage, right? This is Jacqueline Yvette. And I've seen her promos. I've actually joined one of her content programs as well. But this is her profile. Legit search masterclass. I'm hoping that I just see on her profile and it's not like in the Facebook group. Hold on. Let me see if I can, because this is like, how do I just get to her profile? Un momento, por favor. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. Master workshop. Let's try workshop. Where is it? See now. Trying to get to her profile. Okay. Where is it? Because she does content camp. Yeah, so like here's one, right? Where she calls out, like, if you're seeing inconsistent revenue, for example, right? She goes into this whole thing, booking calls, a true issue, and she calls out an issue, right? The only way to get off the roller coaster is by having a step-by-step plan, right? And then at the end, and finally put the right, like, so if you're ready to fix your blank and get blank result, right? And finally put the right elements into place, I only have 4 spots left for my workshop. Link in the comments to grab one. Of course, you know, you get them to raise their hand, right? I'm trying to see. Yeah, this was another one. She's doing her Black Friday bundle. Comment below and I'll get you on the list. But I'm like, you could literally probably just go to Blake's and like go into the Facebook group. Blake's free Facebook group. He's promoted the fucking shit out of stuff, right? You can put masterclass, event, right? And just see what they have. And what I do is legit, like find ones that you like. In my free 5 days. See, look, hashtag truth. Most of your audience will never buy from you. How to find the ones who will. I'm going to teach you all about legit copy. Now, of course, we don't use what they did. We're setting up a baseline for ourselves, right? And then go into your Google, because this is where your home is, right? Like you're not really techie. So go into your drive, hit new, Google Doc. Title it so you know what the fuck it is, right? Don't lose it, because then you're gonna be like, where did I do everything? 5-day live events promo. Paste. And then you can insert a line to keep it separate, but then you know that you have to go back in here and edit this for yourself. You go in, you use this as a framework, and then you add the date. So then you're like, okay, great. Today's the 7th. This is something that's a little bit more short. Maybe I'll do this on Friday. So that's the 9th, December 9th post. Add the date. And you can get it from multiple sources, right? Like you can go to one profile, you can go to Blake's profile, right? And look up his stuff, but you can legit put a clock on your thing, right? Like you don't need to have 2 weeks worth. You can find 3 or 4 days, write them out, just start doing it. But that's how you start to see what the promo, like you've been promoted too. You've seen promos of people's stuff on your Facebook profile, right? Where you're like, ooh, interested, I'm in. You know it. It's just finding it for yourself, right? So that way you can see it. And I guess he has this turned into let's see, masterclass. Let's see what he has. Nope, I don't want, hold on, screen just got crazy. RSVP. So these are long form. It depends on how many long forms and short forms you want to do, right? But just scroll through their pages and see what promo they have. And then later on in the future, when you have more time, you can put everything on a Google Doc and send it to Todd and be like, Todd, content support, right? And then you can get the help. So that's where the planning comes into play. So the great thing is, guess what? If you do this the first round, everything you're doing the work for on this round, you get to rinse and repeat. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's done. And so then it's less stressful for you because you're like, I have my promo cycle. I might just need to update some of the words, but that's it. How does it feel?
Amazing.
Okay.
Like I didn't have a clue. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it from Monday. Like, I didn't plan too much actually. Yeah, that's amazing. I will stalk through a few profiles, I think, to get an idea.
Stalk it.
And then
do it.
And I'll send it to
Yeah.
Todd. I'm
Perfect.
sure he will help me out. Okay.
Perfect.
Amazing.
Perfect.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And then once we have this, I'll get with you, or I'll send you a couple of videos to kind of help with like getting people to show up, but we're not going to spend too much time worrying about the tech right now. Like literally for everyone that raised their hands saying yes in your group, and then moving forward, make sure that especially the people in your group get in Messenger and be like, hey, so excited that you want to take part in, and then put the name of the, the 5-day event. I'm going to have more deets coming soon. Quick question, like what is one thing that you would love to learn at this? And keep the conversation going with them in Messenger. So then basically by the end, you're delivering them their ideal events. They're telling you exactly what they want to learn. But get them in Messenger and have a list of names, okay? And then that way we can then start building some easier ways for you to get them to show up. But we want to make sure that we're not focusing too much on the tech and we're getting them. But we'll definitely do the add to calendar. To do, get with Heather to create the add to calendar link. And I'll get with you on that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. This is how I want you guys to fucking write out shit in here, okay? Get support from the team. What do you need help with, right? Like tag them and be like, I'm working on this thing. Like, help me out. So that way it's there. So that way, but yeah, perfect. So do we feel complete?
I feel much more confident now how to proceed from here. I mean, I have a lot of work to do,
Yeah.
but I have a bit of clarity on how to, like, get things together. If I get confused, I will message you in the accountability thread, I think.
Perfect. Oh,
Thank you
love
so
it.
much.
Love it. Perfect. Now we are almost at the top of the hour. Is there anybody else that needs any support with anything while we are still here? If not, I'm just gonna go to the buffet. I'm like, like, what do you want? Go ahead. Okay. Yeah. Please do. Yes. Yes. And then just so you know, I don't know if this is going to make you feel any better or not. I was a super slow starter as well. Sometimes it's the steadiness, right? Because how many times, like I said before, and I think I said this on last Wednesday's call, how many people do we know that blow the fuck up, but then they hate it and then they quit? They're exhausted. They don't like their life at all, right? They're like, this coaching thing, I can't do it. I'm going to start selling yoga on the beach, right? Or whatever it is. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. We'll get you there. But like I said, I went through a whole, listen, I went through and this is, Alexa, this will also go over my breaking down in front of 30 people crying story on a coaching call as well. So I went through, like, I just went ham. Like, I legit, when I first started my online business, I was like, fuck it. Russell Brunson told me I can take over the world. I legit quit my job, right? Drained my 401k and just went at it. Had no clue what I wanted to do, sell or whatever. And then I went into some affiliate stuff, wasn't really doing well. And then I enrolled into a program that was like a $6,500 3-month program. It was, an accelerator that I went into. By the end of it, still had no clue what the fuck I wanted to sell. I just knew that I wanted to create something, but I didn't have the clarity. I then upgraded into the 35K plus mastermind because I was like, I need more support. And then I legit got on a call and one of the coaches was like, Heather, he called me out. He's like, Heather, you haven't said anything. What's been going on? I legit broke down into tears. I was like, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. Like, I know what to do. Like, I legit can answer, and I'm sure most of you can. And Alexa, I'm sure this is what applies to you as well. I legit could answer every coaching question that people were asking on that fucking call. They'd be like, how do I do this? And I'm in my head like, what do you mean? All you have to do is this, 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 and this. Like, right? So I knew that I had stuff, and I knew what the hell. It's just I couldn't figure it out. Broke down into tears in front of everybody, like ugly cry. Ugly ass crying. And that's when I realized, and that's when I also got on with them on a one-on-one call after that, and then started to address the shame that I felt, right? The reason why I wasn't asking for help is because I felt the shame of not knowing and watching that other people, that for me, I was like, how are they getting it? And I'm not. Right. And you feel the shame and you start to not show up and you don't want, right? The main thing that I learned from that was I got to the point where now I demand support. Like I am in this container. And this is even when I go to their live events, when I go to the in-person stuff, I'm like, this is the big promise you had for me to fly out to San Diego. We're not leaving this fucking room until we make this happen. Right? So I started asking all the questions. Like, if they're like, who has questions or who still needs help? If I still need help, I'm like, I do. I need help. I need support. When I don't know an answer, I am like in the Facebook group, like, I need to know where this is, or this is what's going on right now. Who can help me out? What do I need to do? What's my next step? And then your next step then becomes like, you fix it and then you ask another question. So I understand exactly where you're coming from. I was a super slow start, super slow. How Blake put up with me when he was trying to help me through like SAA, I don't know. I made one SAA sale because I was like, this shit isn't fun for me. I'm like, I want to sell my own stuff. Yes, Alexa, right? Like, seriously. Like, but when you find it and you're like, this is what I want to sell, and you just go in on it, and this is where the consistency, like not switching and just going in on it deeper and deeper and getting better and better, it's the best fucking feeling in the world. It's just knowing that everything you're learning is getting you closer to that, because you're getting better and better every day. You're learning something new. And then you're determining, yes, I want to do this, or no, the fuck, I don't. And you're just like, okay, yes, no, yes, no. And then you just narrow it down. Yeah. Yeah. So we're gonna give you a swift kick in the ass. And we're gonna get there. No, I'm kidding. But you're gonna get it. It's just gonna be when it's right for you. And then the cool thing is when it clicks, the trajectory just continues to go up from there. But yes, some of us are a little bit different. And then another thing that I've learned recently is just making sure that we have the audacity in everything that we do. And somebody had said this, they're like, ladies, show up with huge audacity, like in everything. Like, just be like, listen, I know what the fuck I'm, even if you feel it, like, you don't, like, show up with the audacity, because most men show up online with audacity and they don't know half the stuff that we do. I'm just saying, we love you though. You're great. But women need to show up with the audacity, right? To be like, because what happens is when we start to talk about what we like, even just a little bit of like gloating about what we know, we're barely brushing the point of like, we're not telling lies. We're like barely brushing the point of like, oh, our awesomeness that we don't talk about enough. So, but gentlemen, you can do that too. Show up with the audacity of everything that you've learned and that you know, and be like, I know this stuff. Like, it's just, it is what it is. I'm great at what I do. Right. And then everything else will follow.
some oh, no, I was just gonna say, some woman I know made me shave my audacity off, but hey, I'm not bitter.
I love it. Well, if it's somebody that you are supposed to be trying to keep happy, then maybe I would get rid of some of that audacity.
It was worth it. I'm just bitter. I'll get over it.
Yeah. But yeah, go ahead, Grove. Mhm. And the thing is, what happens though, and the times that we feel it the most is when financially we start to worry. Right? And that's for everybody. When financially things get tight, all of a sudden you're like, what am I doing with my life? I suck. Like this isn't working. And then all of a sudden you get a big influx of income, and then you're like, things are great. It's amazing. I'm right. And then all of a sudden, like, you're like, oh man, bad month. It's catching ourselves on those lows and knowing that if you've continued to make it this far, that you're consistently getting exactly what you need to make sure you continue going. I've had so many, I legit did DoorDash. When was it? When did I DoorDash? I think it was in November. The beginning of November, I think it was, where I had a low start income wise coming in because a lot of people did paid in full and it got reinvested, right? And I was like, oh my God, I'm like, I'm a little bit strapped on cash right now. I signed up for DoorDash and legit did DoorDash, and it felt amazing. The energy to go out there and be like, fuck it, I'm going to go out during the peak times, get out, know that I'm going to make some money. Wasn't a ton, but I'm like, at least I'm doing something, not sitting here worrying. While I was waiting for the food orders, I would be in my messenger having a great conversation because I had the energy of, I'm going to bring in some money. And the next thing you know, I made more money. And now DoorDash is yelling at me and they're like, when the fuck are you going to DoorDash again? And I'm probably just going to DoorDash when I get back for fun to stay in there. But I mean, like, we all go through the ups and downs. Like when it gets tight, I know the feeling. I really, really do. I really do. But that's what we're here for. And that's what we want to create these conversations for. And that's why we want to be specific on our questions, right? So like for Kamala knows what she needs to be doing. If anybody has any input into a promo cycle, I invite you to go comment on Kamala's thing and give her some input or some posts that you would recommend to assist her. Anna, if you had such an amazing feedback with all of your people from the live event, I recommend you have those conversations with them and keep moving them forward. And I invite you to reach out to Blake to see when he plans to do a next one.
Yes, correct.
Right? Use those
Right.
momentum builders to ask the questions, right? Yep. Perfect. Good. I am glad. Well, if anybody doesn't have anything else, we have definitely gone a little bit over. I appreciate you all being here. For those of you that
Thank you
have
so
requested,
much.
you're welcome. You're welcome. For those of you that have requested to reach out to me in private, definitely do so. So Grove 8, go ahead. Alexa, I'm going to reach out to you as well to make sure we get some stuff moving. And then Kamala, keep me posted. So that way I can support you, and then just go do amazing things and ask all the questions.
Hey,
I
Grove
will.
8,
Thank you so much. See you all.
before Heather hangs up on us, Grove 8, what are you doing in like 2 hours? Grove 8, can you hear me? Are you available to talk in like 2 hours? Over Facebook?
What is this? What is this?
Okay,
My
I'll be driving, so I can talk.
All
All right, hey, great to see everybody. Thanks, Heather. Sorry
Bye,
to hang everybody
guys.
up.
Bye.
Bye.